You're watching Good on Paper, a bookish channel. Hi, everybody.
Hi, guys.
So, how are you doing, Rachel?
It's a loaded question.
I'm like, we have not talked in a long time, so I'm just curious. Like, how are you doing? Like,
I feel like because I'm burned out and because I've been so intently focused on work, I feel like I have not experienced summer like at all. Like we went on vacation, but I still feel like I haven't gotten to experience summer. And I'm like, it's already halfway through August. But I'm like, this is so sad. Like I work is important, but like Rachel, come on. This is, you got to spread out your focus to other things. So yeah, that's feel like I'm a little bit sad because I feel like I've not let myself enjoy the season as much as I want to is where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
But it's not over yet, so I can still rectify that.
That's true. And now you know for next year. Like next year you're gonna enjoy summer. You're gonna do all the summer things and
Yeah. How are you?
I've been doing pretty good. Definitely getting to a schedule has really helped me. And I think even after I'm done with my crazy 2-week revision schedule, I'm going to stick to this, like maybe like cut the writing time in half, but I'm going to stick to the times that I do it. I think I'm going to stick to the 6 o'clock wake up. And as long as I can actually get myself to bed or like winding down at 8. Like I don't have to be in bed at 8, but I need to be like, there's no more work. You are not getting social media ready for tomorrow. Like that is done. Like that is done by dinner time. Because like working after dinner time is just, it's so bad for you. And then you just get on this, So I think I'm going to stick to my waking up early and getting stuff done beforehand. Because that is amazing. Like just waking up earlier and just getting it all out of the way. So no matter what else happens during the day, I'm good. So I'm going to keep to that because I do really like that. But like there's not going to be as much pressure, trying to revise an entire book in 2 weeks. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. It's like we're doing this one time and then never again.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like, yes, I'm burned out, but I'm also excited because other than like the burnout, and the burnout is just because it's crazy. I'm like, man, in September, I'm going to do this schedule and it's going to be great because I'm going to start, while beta readers have this book, I'm going to start writing book 2. And then, like I said, I'm going to be on top of things so that when I'm planning my releases, I schedule in breaks. If I get book 2 drafted, so I'm just really excited for that. So even though it's stressful right now, I do see that like what I've been doing lately is working, and I'm excited to just like kind of stick to the same structure.
Yeah.
Like that.
Okay, so I'm curious, what is your schedule like?
So I wake up at 6 and generally I'll eat breakfast right away because some days I'm not hungry and I can fast a little before breakfast, but generally I eat breakfast and I make myself get dressed and I read the Bible and I start writing at 7. And then and then I go and I write at 7 and then until it's time to post. And the idea was I get everything prepared. Caption is written out, like everything is done. And then so I take an hour to like post on Instagram, see what other people are doing. Sometimes it's not a whole hour depending on what's going on. But generally by the time I go through, see what everybody's doing, go through all my messages, it's about an hour. And then after that, I work out. And after that, I think then I make the post for the next day. And then and then after that I do like my normal like responsibilities and like family stuff and like this and that and the other thing, but like that's my big things. Writing is done. I've already read the Bible. Well, the Bible though for me, like if I for whatever reason I don't read it in the morning, like that to me it's like whenever I do it, because it's just like I don't like thinking of the Bible as like work or like I feel like I could get into a mindset where I'm like, if I don't read the Bible before I write or like before I do my day, then my day's not going to go well. And it's like, God is not like a way to ensure your day goes well. So like I normally read in the morning, but if I don't, like that's okay because God is not my like make everything go good, like magic fix, Sometimes I read it in the afternoon. Sometimes I read it before bed. Sometimes I read it like twice. I don't. Sometimes I forget, but like that doesn't affect my
Yeah.
relationship with him. You know what I mean? Because like I
Yeah.
feel like we can
Mhm.
start making these conditions and being
Mhm.
like, and that's not how it is. Like God is always your God.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I
but yeah,
totally get
but
that. That's one that
it's
I
nice to do it, So it's like Bible, writing,
yes.
social media, and then prepping social media for the next day. Oh, and working out. So those are my main things. And I
Mm,
get that done. So then, if my grandma needs help or whatever, like it's like
yeah.
I don't have to be like, oh, well, I'm busy, because I don't like
Mm,
not being able to be there for like my
yeah.
family and like helping them and all that,
Mhm.
it's, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. If you put everything that all the energy you have into your work, you have nothing left to give
Mm-hmm.
to your people
Yeah.
in your life or like the normal stuff you're supposed to get done in a day or anything like that. Yeah.
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 So,
Yeah. I've found that schedules are hard. Like it feels like I can never quite get the perfect one down
mm-hmm.
because I've realized over the past couple months because I've been keeping a video diary as I go along and
Oh,
I've been doing the different like approaches and like at one point I was getting up at 5 in the morning and I would write for an hour before I did anything else, which was because the
yeah.
got done. Like
Yeah.
I was really on top of it. I was also really tired and a lot of other things that needed to
Yeah.
get done weren't getting done. So then
Mm-hmm.
it was like, okay, I'll do my workout first thing in the morning. And
Yeah.
then I changed it to do my devotional first thing in the morning because I realized that like the
Oh, yeah.
first 2 or 3 hours in the morning, those are the things I'm going to get done. Everything
Mm-hmm.
else in the day can totally be shifted or forgotten or whatever.
Yes.
But those first few hours, those are the things I'm actually going to accomplish. But there's so many things that I find to be high priority that I'm like, okay, well, I can't fit all those things in those first 3 hours of the day.
Yeah, you can.
So it's hard,
Yeah.
hard to figure out how to situate the day so that the priorities get done,
Yeah.
but you're not obsessing over work. And it's just, yeah, there's
Yeah.
like walking my dogs. I've been doing that first
Mm-hmm.
thing in the morning lately too. So it's like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
really hard to find the right
Yeah,
schedule.
it is. And I feel like mine isn't really a schedule. It's more of a rhythm because it's like, so basically I have four things
Mm,
that need to be done, you know, Bible, working out, writing, and Instagram. And so like if I'm stuck writing, like, and
mm,
I might like during my window, if I really can't, I'll just do one of the other tasks. You know what
mm,
I mean?
yeah,
And then like so I can rearrange the
yeah.
order, but it's just like I try and like just get those out of the way. And like sometimes they
Mm,
happen in a different order and sometimes like like I don't know, my grandma will be taking a nap. So it's like clearly I'm not gonna sing
mm,
at this hour. Like I'm
yeah,
not gonna like wake up
yeah.
because I normally do singing and working out right after that. And that's like really
Mm,
um like a workout. Although sometimes I don't even work out and I still get tired from singing, like my abs will. Like obviously nothing else in my
yeah,
body, but like my core will
yeah.
be like exhausted after singing. So but yeah, so sometimes I like vary that up,
Mm,
like sometimes I'll make the Instagram post first and then I'll do the singing, but I try and like just do like all that stuff first. And yeah,
yeah.
it's so much better. And because we have so many other responsibilities. Like we have the writing,
Hmm.
and because I was noticing I wasn't getting stuff done because I was thinking about it all at the same time. So I'm like, well, I got to do this for the podcast page, and then I got to check my emails, and I got to do this and that. And
Mm,
so saying that's fine, but you don't do that in the morning really helped me
mm,
because then in the afternoon, in between doing my other responsibilities and maybe
mm,
cooking or going to the grocery store or like
yeah,
whatever, I'll check my email. I might post on the podcast page.
yeah,
I might, and like whatever happens, happens. And I don't put that stuff on my schedule anymore
yeah.
because I used to put in, okay, you're
Mm,
going to post a story and then you're going to do this and you're going to do that. And it was just so many
yeah.
things. But like Victoria was saying, which, man, Victoria, we need you. We need you to be like our coach.
Yes, we
Um,
do.
like,
100%.
like Victoria Dixon, we interviewed her. But so she was saying, you put the rocks in first and then the pebbles fill
Hmm.
in. And like that made sense to me. But until I started doing it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is what she means. Like I do the rocks in the
Hmm.
morning. And then if the pebbles like um I took some photos for like our podcast page and that was a pebble. I was
Mm,
not going to put that on the schedule. I was like, it needs to be done And I know that I don't need to write it down. I don't need to pretend like I'm going to forget, because that's what I would always do. I'd write all these little things down. So I was like, oh, I'm going to forget. No, you don't. Like, you'll do it. Like, when you have an opportunity to do it, you'll do it. So like all that little stuff, looking for editors and looking for cover designers. I was like, you're not putting that on your schedule. If you have time in the evening or in the afternoon, you can do that.
Yeah.
But like, you need to focus on the big stuff. And then that's it.
Yeah.
Like, and that took off so much mental weight too. Because I think we forget about weight, and we've got a million little things on your schedule. Like, you're overwhelmed. Like,
yeah. I think, I don't know, like having like a bunch of like thought on my schedule now. I'm like, maybe I should do things differently. Because the two things is, one, I tend to use like social media, or I need to get this cover thing finished, or those kinds of like technical things as like a break between writing sprints. But the problem is that I then get sucked into it.
Yeah, you
and
do.
then it's
Those
2 hours later.
Yeah,
and I'm still working on this thing. I'm like, okay, but the writing is the goal, so the writing should get done. So it's almost like I'm like kind of thinking in my brain, I'm like, maybe I should do like writing between certain hours, and the breaks should be like we were talking earlier about burnout, like getting up and walking, or getting up and cleaning, or like making breakfast or something like that. And then the other part of the day could be more of the technical tasks with breaks in between, but not, I think using the technical tasks as a break is what's been difficult for me, because I get distracted. And the other thing you were saying about not putting everything on your schedule, I think is really smart, because that is very overwhelming. And I think actually, because I've mentioned before that I do the sticky note thing, where you use sticky notes to write out your goals and like all the teeny tiny bits.
Yeah.
So I have literally everything that has to get done in order for my big goals to be accomplished, like publishing my book or whatever. They're all up there on the board in order of what needs to be done. They just don't have dates on them or anything.
Yeah.
They're not
so
in
you
a
can just
schedule.
pick
They're just
'em.
on the whiteboard. Yeah. I'm like, so I really could just refer back to it and be like, oh, okay, this needs done, versus having it listed with times and stuff.
Yeah, because I think that, because I was doing that and it was driving me insane. Like, I would block out my whole day with everything. But I think I'm going to do that too. I'm going to, so I have thought about that. I was like, maybe you should. And I think what was holding me back is, so on my phone, I can schedule out events, but like there's no place for monthly goals. And I've kind of stopped using a planner. And what's nice about the planner is just putting in monthly goals and not assigning time. So I think maybe I should put up some sticky notes. I was thinking about doing that for like my book scenes, putting up sticky notes on the wall, but maybe like having a section where, because I used to have a whiteboard, but it's in storage. So but like, or doing something like maybe having like a sheet of paper and it just says August on the top of it. And I just have, okay, here are some things that would be nice to get done. So like, if you have a free moment in the afternoon, pick one, do it. But like, it's not going on the schedule, because like you can't put everything on schedule. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Otherwise you will drown.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
So yeah, Rachel, we just talked about work. I love we ask each other how we're doing, and we're just like, wow, oh my god.
I mean, I feel like when you're this kind of self-employed, what you do is just like so ingrained into so much of your day that it's like, I don't know how I answer that question without talking about work. Like,
But, well, maybe we can take the last couple minutes and just say random highlights of like other aspects of lives. Like, let's see. I'll go first. We can just go back and forth. So one of the things I really enjoyed is, so Sterling has been going to the park. He's been trying to go every single day. And I went with him one time, and he goes for barefoot walks. And that was amazing. I think I wrote the email newsletter about that. So I know you know a little bit about that. But yeah, just walking. And then like, I mean, it was hot. It was like 100 degrees, but laying in the grass under a tree is surprisingly like cool. Like, I was sitting up and I was hotter because like my back was exposed to the air. But when I laid like all the way back in the grass, like the grass was so cool. And I'm like looking up at the tree and I'm like, wow, this is nice. And so that was a really special moment. Like walking around barefoot, laying under the tree. But that happened on a Sunday, of course, because like I would never take time out of my day. Yeah, I'm like, it was last Sunday, because I wouldn't do that during the week because I'm too busy. So what about you? What's like a highlight that's been going on like with you?
I think the one thing I will say about like the current schedule that I have, because I do think I'm going to do some serious reevaluating after this conversation. But the one thing I do like is that I wake up at 6, I work for an hour, and then I take the dogs for a walk by myself. Because normally in the afternoon, I walk with my mom and the dogs, which is fine. It's great. We have
Yeah.
like good talks and stuff. But I don't normally walk alone with the dogs. And so I've been doing it at 7 since it's cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
having
some
that time for your
mornings,
brain.
yeah, some mornings I don't listen to anything and I just walk the dogs. But sometimes I've been listening to How to Make Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie on audiobook.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which is it's kind of fun because it's not about writing. It's not like a fictional story. It's just about
Mm-hmm.
relationships and stuff. So I'll either listen to that or I won't listen to anything. And the nice thing is I walk around the different neighborhoods and there's this one street where on the one side there's no houses. It's just like this little forest. I so badly want to dress up and go take pictures in it, but it's private property, so you can't. But
Oh no.
I know. I'm like, oh,
Oh.
really, guys? It's the only forest like in my immediate area. But the cool thing is that it's, super early morning, so the sun is like just come up and stuff, and we see deer almost every morning in there, which I love. So that's been really nice. Yeah. That's why the favorite part of my day right now is that 7 o'clock walk.
That's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So the moral of the story is get outside and
It really
do
is.
something.
Like going outside like saves me. Like, cause I think I posted in my stories, I try and go outside around like 2 o'clock every day and get some sun. Wish I had a pool. If I had a pool, I'd be out there for like an hour, like just like laying in the sun. But I don't. But yeah, just so normally because I don't have the pool, it's just like 15 to 30 minutes because that's about all I can take without being wet. But just like honestly, like it helps me sleep because like when you're not exposing yourself to sun, like your body gets all out of whack and and like exposing myself to the heat too, I feel like is really good because I don't know, I just always feel like it's a good health benefit to like when you're in the season, like you need to feel like if it's hot, you gotta go outside and feel the heat so your body knows, hey, it's summer. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
And you do feel more tired after being in the sun.
You do.
So it is,
do.
yeah,
And it,
like good for
breaks down your brain. Like if I'm feeling really anxious, it'll like calm me down because like you're so hot. Like you can't be anxious when it's hot out.
Yeah. That's
true. And then it makes it not feel as hot. Like when I go out every day, it's like my body gets used to it versus I feel like if you're in air conditioning all the time, like I know everybody keeps talking about like how it's so hot this summer, which I have not experienced. Like it doesn't seem hotter to me, but could just be me. But like I also feel like, if you're inside air conditioning, it's gonna feel hot when you go outside. Like if your body is not used to that, it's gonna feel really hot. So
that's true.
Yeah. Definitely get outside. Like that's like the highlight of our weeks.
Yeah.
Is outside. Yeah. Yeah.
Get outside and don't overwhelm yourself with too detailed of a schedule is my takeaway.
Also read a lot. Like I've been reading a lot more. That's another thing that's been nice. I've been reading more and I finally got back into sewing and like listening to audiobooks.
Oh, nice.
I want to do more stuff at the end of the day so I can actually get to bed early. I'm like, just sit there and sew, listen to an audiobook, like.
Yeah. I actually pulled out my cosplay this morning and did a little bit of work on it. And I was like, I need to do this all the time. Like, why am I not doing this every evening? I was just like,
wind down.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I know we're similar. We do not wind down in the evening and it is not good.
No. It's not been benefiting us at all.
No.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, because that's the thing. You feel like you're getting more work in, but then the problem is you wake up the next morning, you're tired, and you actually are not helping yourself, like, at all.
No. But, no. Yeah. You end up burned out like me, so don't do that.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's how I've been. So it sounds we're kind of a mixed bag. Like, the more like we talked about it, I was like, okay, yes, it's been burnout lately, but like there's also been a lot of good stuff going on. So I feel like that's good.
Yeah. It's been good overall. Yeah. So hopefully this helped everybody else with their whatever's going on in your summer, reminding you to take some time and enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure you vent, get it all out, talk about
Mhm.
how burned out you are, but also like take some time to count your blessings, because before we
Yes.
did that part of it, I was like, there's more in my life going on than just burnout,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
So,
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
uh,
So,
yeah. All right, guys. Well, we will see you next week. We're gonna have some
mhm.
more exciting guests on. So,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah, definitely looking forward to that. But I hope
Mhm.
your week goes well, and we'll see you next time.
Yep. See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed it, and tune in next week for another episode. And if you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a review so that other people can find us, and we will see you in the future. Bye.